WBTV, on your side. WBTV News at 6 starts right now.
Rain in the Carolinas. We're on your side tracking the system and a big cool down tonight.
But first, 2 domestic violence charges dismissed against Carolina Panthers player Greg Hardy.
We're told his ex-girlfriend accepted a settlement, then failed to show up for court. Good evening and welcome. I'm Paul Cameron.
I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Good to have you here at 6 o'clock. Greg Hardy's trial was supposed to start today. Hill is here with more on Hardy's future with the Panthers.
And Z-Man common thought is that Hardy becomes a free agent March 10th, and he's played his last game for the Panthers. They're going to re-sign him, possibly?
Well, you know, anything's possible. We certainly know that. A lot of national NFL analysts already have Hardy going to another team and not re-signing with the Panthers. He was playing under the franchise tag to start this season.
For basketball fans, Dean Smith was much more than just a coach. The University of North Carolina legend helped to change the game and fought for equality, both on and off the court. Smith passed away after a long illness Saturday. He was 83. Charlotte Hornets owner Michael Jordan played for Smith at Carolina. Here they are together in 2007. He says no one had a bigger influence on his life than Coach Smith. Our Steve Crump is here with more from people who knew the coach. Steve?
And Paul, love or hate Tar Heel basketball, Coach Smith will always be a household name. Talk to people who knew him, and you'll find that he was a teacher, a mentor, and a big champion for social justice.
Goes back to Michael.
Well, we also found out today that he would request post-game interviews with his players from our colleagues at Raycom Sports so they could be critiqued. And, Paul, I remember back in '91, you and I were together in Indianapolis for a Final Four. Obviously, the Tar Heels didn't do well that year, but you covered the championship years and spent many Saturdays with Coach Smith up and down Tobacco Road.
I sure did, and I'll tell you one thing. He watched all the broadcasts. He knew what you said, and if you made a mistake, he had an incredible memory. One broadcast I did, we were way up in Carmichael, and I got 2 of the players mixed up one time, and he came back to me months later, said, you know, you got those 2 mixed up.
Well, and the other thing, in terms of his relationship with Charlotte, and you and I...
The city wants to send a message to businesses who may discriminate against gay or lesbian customers. Tonight, Charlotte City Council will take up a new anti-discrimination ordinance. WBTV's Brigida Mack is on your side breaking down the ordinance tonight. Brigida?
Maureen, the city already bans discrimination based on your race, sex, or religion, and the ordinance will add protections based on sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, marital status, or familial status. And the proposal also brings up allowing someone who is transgender to use the restroom of their choice. And there's only so much that the city can do to enforce this ordinance. If someone has a complaint, the Community Relations Committee might arrange talks between both sides to try to come up with some sort of agreement. Also, any business that enters into a contract with the city will have to agree to a non-discrimination clause. So let's say you drive a cab and refuse service to a same-sex couple. Well, you could lose your city license. However, there is no federal protection for gay and lesbian workers. This ordinance would not add any protection for workers in Charlotte either. A vote is scheduled for later this month.
Okay, Brigida, thank you. And City Council will also vote on using millions of dollars to update Bojangles Coliseum. Council will consider...
At 6, former County Manager Harry Jones talks to us about his new mission to help others as he faces a life-changing challenge of his own.
And as measles cases spread in other states, we find out how many children are up to date on their shots here in Charlotte. Eric?
All right, Maureen, widespread rain still moving through the eastern half of our viewing area, but it's not a pleasant night, even on the western side of I-77. Patchy rain, low clouds, some fog, and then the cold air. Wow, wait till you see this coming up in your 7-day first alert forecast.
And new tonight at 7 o'clock.